3 AM on a Saturday night. The audience watching during the show, they watch it to laugh at these people and think, sorry, to laugh at these people and think, maybe not consciously, but I am better than them. It makes you instantly feel better about the sort of person you are. The sort of reassurance that no matter how bad you feel, you aren't as bad as them horrible people. The idea varies from show to show, but it's the same reassurance in each show that you are doing better in your life than people on telly falling apart in front of you. Another example of this would be The Biggest Loser. This is a show that my mother loves, and she was watching it one day and I said to her that I didn't like watching it because it makes it okay to laugh at fat people and overweight people. And no, that was a bit harsh on my part. She gave me this spiel about how she wanted to take an interest in people's health and the show helping people lose weight and make their lives better. And this is not what the show was doing. The producers could not give two shits about the health of these people, and neither could the people watching. If that was the case, you'd also have very skinny people or unfit people or generally unhealthy people watching. They want the fattest people on the show. They very rarely talk about why the people eat so much. What is it in your life that makes you turn to food? They get the people on the show to do the most humiliating tasks to lose weight. I watched it before, and the thing they had to do was hang from a rope over a swimming pool and see how I couldn't even do that. And so like the fattest person falls first, and then eventually they all fall in the pool. So it's absolutely humiliating. And like all it says is, haha, look at that fat person hanging onto a rope for dear life. And another task they have is running up and down stairs. I've no idea why. It's humiliating and exploitative. And they change the show after a few seasons so that the person who ultimately wins the show gets a cheque to donate to their chosen charity, as if that would somehow get rid of the moral ambiguity that the show already has. A word I use there to describe reality TV, and it describes it all really well, is exploitative. Reality TV exploits both the people in the show that they're making and also the viewer at home. People don't want to watch reality TV where normal, fully functional adults just live their lives. They want to see people fall apart. Shows like Big Brother would never have been successful if people in the house just got on and had the crack and just had a really good time together. The producers of Big Brother choose clashing personalities, throw them in a house together, and if all goes to plan, they'll open up to each other, fall in love with each other, and eventually kill each other. Not literally, but it's getting there. The irony of calling Big Brother reality TV is that the contestants are put in the most surreal, unrealistic environment. Again, you may think that's fair game, these people choose to enter, but they are being manipulated and exploited, promised streams of fame and money, and they often leave the house broken and damaged. And then there's celebrity Big Brother. The celebrities who enter usually are people who are washed up or vaguely famous. These are people who are so desperate for fame, with questionable mental stability, and they're willing to completely expose themselves and give away whatever last piece of dignity they have left. And we watch this, and our children watch this, and we laugh and gasp at the shocking and disgusting things that they have to do. And what are we supposed to take away from this? Why is that entertainment? And then the TV shows like X Factor and American Idol, these shows like X Factor are extremely clever because they not only get huge ratings, they also have a product to sell at the end, and the market is ready made. These shows are all about exploiting genuine, talented people who are doing this for grandma, or for my mum who has cancer, or for my dad in Afghanistan. And they make these often extremely young people wear their heart on their sleeve and tell their story, and then their talent is exploited, and then they are forgotten about the day after the live final. These shows are about winning fame and glory as opposed to nourishing any talent. And it isn't because the people who go on these shows are greedy. They aren't lazy people who want to get the quickest route to cash and fame. Young people watch these shows and are told that this is the ultimate dream, to be famous. There's nothing else, there is only being adored. Because of these types of shows, we are being conditioned into thinking that this is what we want. We all want to be loved, and this is the ultimate way to make that happen. Fame will cure us of all our insecurities. Obviously not really. It is an extremely unhealthy attitude, and producers are making millions and millions on the backs of normal everyday people who are duped and sometimes laughed at for believing that auditioning an X Factor is what would help them better themselves. It was a get out of jail free card said it was the golden ticket. But this show represents the excessive commercialism. There's not much more left to go. Looks like
It's brilliant, it's brilliant. 20 more pages to go. Yeah!
Okay, so and finally we move on to the talk shows. The talk shows, the self-righteous Jeremy Kyle and Steve Wilkos, where they take working class people from disadvantaged areas, the people who've been let down by society and forgotten about, or chavs as we so lovingly call them. They take these people to talk about the horrible things that happen in their lives and that they do in their lives, and they are judged and patronised and, today's keyword, exploited. They fight and spit and cry, and viewers scoff and laugh and say, oh God, aren't they awful? These shows don't help these people in any way. They don't look at the broader picture. Why is it people from these backgrounds are the only ones on this show? A judge in Manchester, after watching the episode of Jerry Kyle's court case, said, and this is a direct quote, I have had the misfortune very recently of watching the Jeremy Kyle show. It seems to me that the purpose of this show is to reflect a morbid and depressing display of dysfunctional people whose lives are in turmoil. And I think that sums it up better than I ever would. And we have to ask ourselves, what are these shows doing? You may say that other programs maybe is bad, like Home and Away or EastEnders. The difference is these soaps aren't exploiting real people. Nobody's been taken advantage of. And there's a creative element to it, like somebody has written an episode, somebody has directed it, actors are performing in it. There is no such creative element in reality TV. There is nothing to gain or learn from it. Think about what we want to teach our kids, what we want this generation to be remembered for. And the answer will not be Kim Kardashian or Snoopy from Jersey Shore. It might be mindless entertainment, but let's not be mindless. Let's be mindful. Rather than switching your brain off for an hour and becoming a zombie, why not watch something that is engaging and challenging, or just something funny, or something scary, or something new. There's so much to choose from. Television is amazing, and rather than having a guilty pleasure, let's have no guilt, just the pleasure.
Yeah!